So if he has, you probably count them on one hand. So thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you both. Before we move on, I would like you, I know that you're checking your programs, and as I said early on, that we would not be hearing from anyone who is unopposed. So right now, I see them here. I would like you to at least recognize the three council at large candidates who do not have any position. So congratulate them on winning. Brian D'Antonio, John Turbonic, and Mike Raisin. They're all in the back there. Raise your hands, gentlemen. The same case applies to Matt Reel in Ward 1. Matt, if you'll stand. No, he's not here. All right. In Ward 2, Jim Costello has no, I think he's not here either. In Ward 3, Brian Loudermilk does not have any competition. Brian, are you here? Well, okay. I'm glad you guys are here. All right. Ward 4, however, does have a contested race, and I would ask Bob Adaska and Denise Tonelli to come to the dais. All right, we're going to start with Denise Tonelli to tell us a little bit about herself. And the time starts now.
Well, first I'd like to thank you all for coming out and doing your part in becoming informed decision makers. So that's very helpful. Thank you. I have grown up in Stow. I'm a longtime resident. I've lived pretty much my whole life here. I'm a Stow School graduate. My husband of 34 years is also a Stow graduate. So we've made a long-term commitment to this location. We have 3 wonderful kids who also graduated from Stow City Schools. I started my career as an electronic technician, and when the company that I was working for went out of business, I started a small business in my home. Later, I found something that I truly had a passion for, and that's teaching. I now have my bachelor's and master's degrees from Kent State University, and I have been teaching in Kent City Schools for 11 years. I'm also an adjunct professor with Kent State University. I believe that research and data are key things to do for council, and that's part of my job as a whole. I'm very much involved with the community. I'm in the Lions Club, and I was the chairperson for the Safety Buckets Project. It's important because we were able to provide things with no output from the Lions Club or from Stow City Schools. It's a different way of funding. I believe I've worked with Rotary Club on Heroes Day, on Hands on Stow, Adopt a Spot, so I'm very active in the community, and I would like to bring that hard work to Ward 4.
Thank you. Now, Bob Adaska.
Yes, thank you. My name is Bob Adaska. I'm currently your Ward 4 councilman, and I'm getting the job done. For example, I'm a fair and balanced leader in the city. I'm on call 24/7, 365 days a year. I'm easy to get a hold of, and I do answer my phone. Voted on legislation and worked with city officials to resurface Graham Road from the expressway to Bath Road. This project is completed. Helped to get funding and approval to replace a major stormwater culvert under Springdale Road and improve the neighborhood stormwater system. This project is currently underway. Helped to get funding and approval for new bike lanes and the resurfacing of West Springdale Road. This project is currently underway. Helped many residents of Ward 4 following the May floods of 2014. I worked to get 100% state funding and support to construct a noise and privacy wall north of Treeside Drive and south of Hampshire Road along State Route 8. This project is in the final planning stages and waiting for funding. Helped to get new stormwater catch basins and culverts installed at the north end of Montrose Drive. This project is currently underway. Voted on a community development block grant application to resurface Meadowbrook Boulevard, Meadowbrook Court, Chestnut Drive, Southbrook Road, Montrose Drive, Sunnyside Drive, and Homeside Drive as part of the 2016 road repair program. Estimated cost, $275,000. Supported an Ohio Department of Transportation project to replace all 6 lanes of pavement from Graham Road to Route 303, along with major bridge improvements. This project is designed and engineered and waiting for state and federal funding. Worked with city officials to replace a major stormwater culvert under Treeside Drive.
All right, thank you. Now we'll go to the question portion. And we'll start with Bob.
Bob, what is your long-term vision for maintaining properties within the city in order to alleviate areas of blight?
This is something that City Council hasn't discussed that much, and I think it's very important that we do that. We're fortunate in the city of Stow that most of the areas are very well maintained. There's one section to the east of Route 91, east of our historical district that's growing old and needs a little bit more tender loving care. I think that most of the other areas in the community are well maintained. Now there is one thing that I'm noticing though. With the deterioration of the neighborhood roads, it really affects the property values in that people don't tend to fix their houses up and their properties up if the road out front, in front of their home is not well maintained. And I've always said this, if you fix the roads out in front of homes, then the people invest in their home, and then that should take care of that blight that Karen was talking about. So we need to do a better job in the city at maintaining public streets and neighborhood streets. And I will remain focused on doing that as I have done that in the past 2 years.
And now, Denise Nemet.
Denise, how would you encourage and attract economic development to Stow, since this is so important to the city's vitality?
You know, individually, I'm not sure that that's something that a council person would do, other than making sure that the laws that we have in place, the incentives for keeping businesses there are attractive. We've done a pretty nice job of keeping the incentives going, allowing them to abate their taxes for some years, and that's pretty attractive. I think also, in doing so, I would like to see additional abatements for businesses to go into buildings that have already been built and are empty. So I would like to see some of the empty buildings get filled. It's always a matter of making it attractive. One thing I think that goes along with that, though, is being somewhat careful about the zoning and making sure that the houses around the development are protected. I think that we can be proactive in working with the businesses and making that attractive as well. So I think we've done an actually pretty good job, but it is just going forward and making sure that our incentives are in place.
Thank you, Denise. And now it's time for my question. Can you guess what? No, we have a specific one for Ward 4 candidates. And we'll start with Denise. How would you like the city of Stow to look at the end of your term?
Well, you know, I think that there are a number of things that we could do. I think we could job, but I think there are some things we could do better. I believe that I would bring a new perspective to council. It's something, because I don't have a political background, I work with families. I would like to see better communication with families. I believe in timely responses. I believe that the council members don't need to be experts on every matter, but they do need to listen to the residents who may very well be. They've seen the background of what's going on in their neighborhood, so I would like to see that somewhere improved. I've talked to a number of people who come before council, and they're very uncomfortable there, and they don't necessarily feel that their voices are heard. I would like to see some looks into zoning. I believe that we could do a better job with looking at overlay districts to protect, like in Wyoga Lake, for example, there is the Mudbrook Watershed Overlay District. The people that I've talked to there for quite some time tell me that they're concerned that that was changed and the development could be a little bit too close to their houses. They want the development, they know that it's important for the city of Stow, but it's looking to that as well. I think that we could try some new things. For example, the big projects have been kind of addressed as far as water, other than obviously funding it, but it leaves a host of smaller problems. I would like to see an expansion of a group called Neighbors Helping Neighbors, where we could possibly get sort of an old-fashioned sort of businesses helping out with some of the smaller water problems, becoming friends of Stow and having their names advertised on the website, and bringing together community resources to take care of the problems.
Thank you, Bob. How would you like the city of Stow to look at the end of your term?
This has been my big frustration, but since I've always been in the maintenance field, 40 years as a building contractor, I look for those sorts of things as I serve as your city councilman. For instance, the neighborhood roads, the condition of the roads are diminishing faster than the city can fix them. You know, it's a budget issue, but it's also, you have to want to put the money into that fund to be able to repair the roads. Like I said before, if you don't repair the neighborhood roads, then it seems like the neighbors that live in that particular housing development don't fix up their homes, so you get property values going down, and I think it's very important for the city to start putting more money into the road repair fund than we traditionally have in the past, and we need to focus on improving those roads. Stormwater is also a big issue. We've got to address the stormwater in a much more aggressive manner, and if I get reelected, I would like to continue focusing on improving the stormwater throughout our neighborhoods. Thank you.
Thank you, and let's thank both of our candidates. All right, now we've got to fix the chairs as well, students, if you will. We need 6 chairs up there. We will be bringing to the dais Rod Armstrong, Lisa Johnson-Bowers, Joe Lally, David McCock, Brian Reale, and Kelly Toppin, our candidates for the Stow Grove Falls City School Board. You'll be voting for 3 of these people. All right, we will begin. I'm going to do they will introduce themselves in alphabetical order, and then I will leave it up to our moderators to choose the order of the questions. All right, let's begin with Rod Armstrong.
Hello, and thanks all of you for being here tonight. This is an amazing crowd, and I'm glad that you're all continuing your learning experience by listening to all the candidates. And that's what we want to do with instill in our students out there. My name is Rod Armstrong. I'm presently president of the Stow Falls City School District, the school board. I graduated from Cuyahoga Falls High School in 1970, and I've spent probably most of my life in Cuyahoga Falls. I was originally from West Virginia, and I know what education means. I know what we need for education to get ahead for our people, our children. I've lived in Stow for the past 30 years. I've been married to my wife Kathy for 42 years, and I have 2 children, Rodney and Joshua Armstrong. We're both graduates of Stow High School and the Stow school system, and they're both, I'm very proud, are Eagle Scouts and have done their Eagle Scout projects for the school system. Okay. I have my BBA, Bachelor of Business Administration in Accounting from Kent State University. I have an MBA from Baldwin Wallace College, and I sat for a CPA exam, and I was a public accountant, but I let that pass away on there. I have been, my qualifications of being on the school board for the last 3 years. I have been involved in negotiations. I have been involved with the hiring of our administrative team that we have today, the new superintendent, or our business manager. These are positions that are very visible, and I think if you've been around the district, you'll see improvements in the last year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Armstrong. We'll go right to Lisa Johnson-Bowers.
Hello, it's an honor to be sitting up here tonight. My name is Lisa Bowers, Johnson-Bowers, and I've lived in Stow for the last 21 years. I have 3 children in the district, one at Lakeview, one at Kimpton, and one at the high school. And they're very involved with all the activities. We're busy with band and orchestra, cross-country, track, basketball, swim team, and speech and debate. You know, I've recently retired as a chemistry and physics teacher at Benner High School for 27 years, where I also coach softball and girls golf. In addition to teaching, I've also been an educational consultant. My work now focuses with the Dominican University of California as I coordinate the professional development for the state of Ohio. In my work as a consultant, I talk with thousands of teachers across the United States, and I feel like I have a good pulse on what is working and not working within the schools of Ohio. You know, I drive a 1973 VW bus. You might have saw it out there before, and I absolutely love it. But most of all, when I look at it now, it reminds me that back in the day when that was popular, was probably the last time that most school board members stepped inside a school. Education has changed dramatically in the last 30 years. I am running for the school board because I think it's time that we stop making decisions based on our 70s and 80s school experiences. I have the knowledge and experience to keep our school district moving forward. I also have a level-headed, positive presence that will help to ensure that although we may disagree, we can still work together in a mature manner to accomplish great things. I will do more to move the Stow School District forward than any board member has in the past several years, because I understand what is going on inside today's classrooms. I know education from the inside as a teacher and a consultant, and I appreciate your support in November.
Thank you. Now let's hear from Joe Lally.
Hi, my name is Joe Lally. I'm a little underdressed. I came right from my son's 7th grade football game. 30-0. 3 tackles, 1 deflection pass. I'm a father of 2. I have one in 7th grade. I have a daughter who's a freshman at the high school. I graduated from Stow High School back in the day. Pretty decent school district. I have my bachelor's degree in criminal justice from the University of Cincinnati. I have a very outgoing personality. I speak my mind, don't care if I ruffle any feathers. I'm going to say what needs to be said. One of the big things right now, I think, is, no disrespect, but there are no parents on the school board right now. I think it's a big issue. I think it needs to be rectified. I think I can be that parent that can help take this district to the next level. More importantly, I really believe there needs to be a positive relationship with the teachers, superintendents, and also the parents. Working on the cosmetics of every school is very important. Looks are important. I want this district to be a top 5 district in this state. I think it can be done, and I want to see Stow and Roll Falls schools in that top 500 in the next few years. At the end of the term, I really want this, whatever the board is, I want to be part of it. I want it to be a benchmark for success for other districts to follow, and I want to have a successful template for the future board to follow. Thanks.
Thank you, Joe. Now let's hear from David LeComte.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to speak here today. I'm married for the last 13 years. I have 2 children in the district, one at Woodland in 1st grade, one at Lakeview in 5th grade. By profession, I'm a professor of criminal justice studies at the University of Akron, where I serve as the program director of criminal justice studies and an associate director for the Center for Emergency Management and Homeland Security Research. I have 18 years of experience in higher education, including several leadership positions. I've chaired several committees, including search committees and tenure committees, promotion committees. I was tapped to be the co-chair to reorganize my entire college, and I've served on the faculty senate. I received 3 awards for teaching, including my college's top award. I'm also a crime analysis and crime prevention consultant. I consult for the United States Attorney's Office, the FBI, and I hold a secret security clearance to do that, and various other policing agencies. By education and training, I hold a PhD in public policy, a master's degree and bachelor's degree in criminal justice, and I have a certificate in infrastructure protection from Texas A&M. I have specialized training in school security from the Secret Service, and I've recently taken some training in crisis management. I've served on the Stow Public Safety Service Commission. I'm currently serving on that commission. I served on Stow and Monroe Falls Mayor's Safety Task Force after the tragedy at Sandy Hook. I've also volunteered for the juvenile court and coached youth baseball. I have toured each school. As recently as last week, I toured the high school for the 2nd time. I've done site assessments. Why am I here? I love teaching, I love learning, and I love my students to have, my students and my children to have every opportunity possible. And that's why I want to serve on school board for that opportunity for our children. They should be the focus and central mission of what we do. And if I'm elected, they certainly will be the focus of what I do, their safety, their security, and their education. It will be first and foremost in my mind. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. LeComte. And now we'll go to Brian Riala.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming. I want to start out by saying the most important thing about me and the reason I'm here is because I have 4 children in the school district. Kindergarten, 3rd grade, 8th grade, and 9th grade, and my friend Tanya has a little girl who's in 5th grade. So between us, we have the Waltons going on in our system. A little bit about my background and my education. I graduated from Mount Union College with a history degree. I was initially going to be a teacher, but I made it to pre-student teaching and realized it takes a special person to walk into a classroom, and that was not me. I graduated law school from University of Akron. I graduated from the United States Army Judge Advocate Officer Basic and Advanced course. I graduated from Command Staff and General School with intermediate level education course. I've been in the National Guard for 16 years. I'm currently a major. I had 3 overseas deployments and 2 campaign ribbons. I believe I offer a unique skill set to the people of this district. We have a lot of qualified candidates out here, and I'm going to have great school board members. I'm just putting out a different option. I believe I have leadership skills, I have planning skills, and of course, I'm a lawyer. I was the deputy law director for Stow for 8 years, from 2000 to 2008. I was elected as the law director for Stow in 2008, and I served in that capacity until 2014, when I resigned due to term limits. I'm currently the law director in Beechwood, Ohio. I think I would like to make every single decision the board makes about the kids. And when we make a decision, we have to ask ourselves, how will this be about the kids? I don't care if it's regarding something as huge as busing or something regarding maintenance in the school. It has to be kids, kids, and kids. They are our center of gravity. Thank you.
Thank you. And now Kelly Toppin.
Thank you. My name is Kelly Toppin. I'm a 16-year resident of Stow. I've been married to my wife for 22 years now. We have 2 daughters. Emily was a 2015 graduate of Stow Mineral Falls High School, and my other daughter Sarah is a sophomore at the high school. I received my BA in Political Science and Secondary Education at Heidelberg University. I received my MBA with a focus in e-business from the University of Phoenix. I'm currently the officer and senior advisor for critical events management for PNC Bank. My purpose for running for school board is, again, I think all of us have mentioned as a kid, if you're running for school board, the kids have to be put first. What I look for is to help improve the technology and the safety of our kids. I too took a tour of the schools and looking around at the maintenance needs, and if none of you have been to the schools recently, you really should see about taking a look. There are a lot of maintenance needs that have been neglected over the years for the safety of our kids in those schools, structural issues. We also need to improve our technology. Everybody talks about the Common Core that's coming up. Common Core, we're going to need the technology. We need to give the kids the tools and the technology that they need to be able to handle themselves through this. Thank you.
All right, thank you to all of our candidates. Now we'll begin the question from the ladies. They're going to choose the order. I'm not even watching. Bring the envelope. Okay. So we are starting with Mr. Reale.
Brian, should the school district seriously consider redistricting in view of the current housing developments?
Well, I can tell you, my youngest daughter, we live in the Fish Creek district. She wasn't able to go to Fish Creek this year. She's over at Woodland, and I suspect a lot of that is because of Culps Farms. So, you know, it's great we're getting new developments and new housing and those type of places, encouraging families to move in there. But in short, the answer is yes. We should consider redistricting. We should consider a lot of things. I don't believe in taking anything off the table. I don't know when the last time we redistrict, but for, I believe, my entire 16 years in Stow, things have been pretty much the same. So that's something I would be open to, and that's something I would look to. And as I said in my introductory remarks, every decision we make needs to be about the children. We have to put the children first every time the board takes a vote on any subject. And this would be a big change for a lot of people. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next question, Karen, who are you picking?
Well, we're going
All right.
Mr. Toppin, do you have any specific changes you want to make in the school district policies or programs? If so, what changes would you like to make and why?
Well, there are changes that I would like to see eventually take place, and one of those is another hot topic item. I believe our high school with our AP courses is very well established as an AP course. I would like to see the IB program removed because of 2 issues. One, I believe it was implemented in an improper way. It was brought in with no plan of what they were going to do next. It was brought in at an elementary level to one elementary school out of 6. And when I talk about being for the kids, we need to be about for all the kids. I would like, if I was to make a change, I would like to see that program removed, and it would also save us